I got royalty inside my DNA. I got royalty, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got heroes and pain and joy inside my DNA. 死んだ天性 I was born in this world. Imagine conception and transformation. Before like this was shout you one new weapon. I know
How is everybody doing? I'm your boy Kid Takeoff back with another episode of Dragon Ball Power Hour. We're currently waiting on Jay for some odd reason. He said he would join when he can, so we are going ahead and jump right into it. And that is, what the hell did Toriyama say? Now, this is new Dragon Ball Super anime information that is too important to ignore. And we get news from him, as y'all know, and or about the anime or about the future. Now, when it comes from the man himself, then you know it's legit. And I just want to say that something really amazing happens that changes and gives us a clarification of what we've been seeing this far and where Dragon Ball Super is where to be going in the near future. And so to break that down, I also want to share, let's see this right here. And this will somewhat clarify it up even more.
Only comes out for, say, if a movie has just ended or before a movie comes out. Normally around that time, that's when he has his press release. That's where he has his interviews. He gives a lot of information during these times, but sometimes, rarely, in between projects, he actually gives us a little bit information on the future or hidden lore in Dragon Ball Super. In one of these, we got the historic Yamashi and S-Cells interview that basically told us there is an original Super Saiyan God, his name being Yamashi, and at the same time that we got the Saiyans have S-Cells, which are basically midichlorians for the Dragon Ball world. So what the hell did Akira Toriyama come out and say this time? What is the news that is so big, so massive, means so much to the Dragon Ball world and the fandom that I couldn't go to bed before I gave you this information?
Here we go.
This is Toriyama's latest message from Anime Comic, and it confirms something major right before the release of the Dragon Ball Super superhero anime manga, which is essentially just the movie and anime manga format, colorized, the events of the movie. Nothing really new right there. Toriyama states the movie up to now have followed major episodes in the 10 years between the original manga's Majin Buu arc and the final chapter. Superhero is a story right before the final chapter. Thanks to the excellent director and staff, it was well received as the best yet by all those who saw it. I'm glad I was able to take part in it too. If I may toot my own horn, with the anime comics, you can easily enjoy that consistently wonderful quality and might also discover many new things. Please check out every little nook and cranny, Akira Toriyama. So what he is saying here is that the movie's events take place in that 10-year time span between the ending of Buu and the very last episode of the Dragon Ball Z story, where Goku goes to the tournament and meets Oob, which basically this is coming from Akira Toriyama, so I don't know. He forgets a lot of his own lore sometimes, and he's not like the best on, keeping the storyline straight. But this is confirmation as to what the storyline or the timeline is for all these events, because a few months back, we were all trying to figure out where is Pan in this, how old is she, and trying to kind of use some arithmetic and some calculations to see if that fit into where this takes place. And honestly, even me, myself, and a lot of others, we thought that Dragon Ball Super Superhero took place after the end of Z. Well, Akira Toriyama says, absolutely not. That is not the case. So what this guy is saying is that Beerus, the god of destruction, Golden Frieza, the other gods of destruction, Goku Black, the Torment of Power, Broly, Beerus, Moro, Granola, Gas, and Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, and the monstrosity that is Cell Max all take place before this episode of Goku training and going to the tournament to find Oob. This all takes place prior to that. That means all these events basically accumulate to this moment. Now, the ending episode of Z doesn't really have anything that really pulls on the fact that all these elements should be apparent in that last episode, because you could always not have Beerus there, you could always not have Whis, you could always not have certain characters. Not every single character needed to be there. It's not like the biggest retcon in the Dragon Ball timeline, not by a long shot, besides the fact that Bulma actually, is taking active measures in making herself look younger during the 10 years. And then in that last episode, she's complaining that she looks older, and she's visibly drawn a little bit older. But that means in the universe that Oob comes and trains with Goku, we have all these events, all these different powers, all these abilities, all these new characters. They're all out there. So now we just have to wait after this story to take place. And what I'm saying is that in the manga, we're getting the prequel and the superhero manga to this, at least the version for the manga. That means right after that, as you see right here, we're going to be getting End of Z. So I wouldn't be surprised if Akira Toriyama either redoes that last episode in a more Dragon Ball Super tone, or the manga does it for him, or we just skip right over that and jump into brand new stuff after the End of Z. Personally, for me, I love the End of Z episode. I always have. It's nostalgic for me, but I'm not married to it. I can have some changes. And honestly, it doesn't really have that many things in it, as I said before, that really need to be changed that much from the things that happened in the 10 years. Nothing in the 10 years really affects it in that way. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this. We finally had the clear confirmation that we've been wanting all freaking year long as to where Dragon Ball Super Superhero takes place. And Akira Toriyama says that we're still stuck in those 10 years, as crazy as that might sound. Let me know. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
So, as y'all have probably just heard, Dragon Ball Super is somewhat within the 10-year gap before the end of Z. So, I honestly don't know what or how I feel about that. Like, it's just, wow. I mean, you recap back to when Goku was somewhat gonna fight Oob in a World Martial Arts tournament, and just Bulma getting old. Wow, Vegeta's not fighting anymore. It's just a lot. Like, it really, really is a lot. So now we're gonna hop into my next topic, and that is the granola art. Now, by far, I would say this is probably my least favorite art out of all of Dragon Ball Super. It's like Moro was like so much better, in my opinion, as far as action-wise, character development, story, plot, and just Moro himself. Like, this man literally went toe to toe with Goku, of all people. Of all people.
Arc takes place after the events of the Galactic Patrol prisoner saga. With the universe now at peace, Jocko joins Calamus on a visit to the Galactic Prison, where they visit the surviving members of Moro's army. They're then informed that 7-3, the alien android with the power to copy abilities, may not have been completely destroyed. The two head back to Earth, where they try to find any trace of 7-3, but they're unable to, as two other beings had found him first and placed his head into a container. They soon get into their spaceship and take off. A few months later, in a spaceship far away from Earth, an attendant approaches his master Goichi to relay information that the data from 7-3 had been copied into all their units. 7-3 had previously been stolen by Goichi from Moro's henchmen, but had now been returned to them stronger than ever. Goichi is of course elated by the news, as any evil mastermind would be, and believes that it's now his time to rule the universe. Unfortunately for him, that dream was short-lived, as Granola, who was receiving support from his artificial intelligence named Oatmeal, approached and boarded Goichi's ship, using his weaponry to dispatch the guards guards who were sent to confront him as well as the OG soldiers. Granola then entered another room where he found his target 7-3, secures him, and heads for the base of the Heaters. Along the way, Granola has a flashback to the time when the Saiyan race invaded his home planet, known as Planet Cereal, killed his people, and even remembers a great ape with an X-shaped scar that looked oddly familiar. He wakes up in a cold sweat and consults with Oatmeal. We then discover Granola's hate for both Frieza and the Saiyan race, who he believes at this point to have been long since dead. Meanwhile, on Beerus's planet, Goku helps Whis put the Oracle Fish to sleep with an injection of vitamins, as he's had insomnia for a while. Whis explains that when the Oracle Fish is suffering from a lack of sleep, it can be a bad omen for the future. Of course, Goku didn't really care, he just wanted to fight someone strong, but whatever. Following this, Goku continues his training with Whis, and we get to see some cool Ultra Instinct action.
Yes, I
Whis
did. I
explains
read
that
the
wielding
message.
Ultra
Man, why
Instinct
you
is
always
merely
do
a
that?
good starting point, but Goku has a long way to go before he can even begin to tap into his true power. Meanwhile, Beerus asks Vegeta
I
if he
had to
plans
watch the
master
video
Ultra
twice.
Instinct, but he declines. Beerus then mentions that there's another way for him to grow stronger, as
I couldn't
Ultra
read the
Instinct isn't
messages
the
all
only
in one
technique
go.
of the gods. It's merely the technique that the angels use, and the gods of destruction use something entirely different. Vegeta's curiosity is piqued, and although
And plus,
Beerus
I
doesn't
didn't like the
directly tell
tone
him
in
what the
her
technique
voice.
is, he does tell Vegeta that he's going to go get some exercise, and at that, if he sees anything he wants, he's free to steal it. I still don't understand what he meant by that. Elsewhere, Granola arrives at the Heaters base and hands over his bounty to Elec, the leader of the gang. Elec explains that he intends to gain intel on Frieza's revival, triggering Granola to demand to know where he is so he can attempt to kill him himself. Finding his actions unacceptable, a totally not important character named Gas restrains Granola. Elec explains that taking on Frieza will take time and planning, and he must bide his time until they're ready. Granola agrees to leave things until then and takes off. Afterwards, Elec speaks with his family, saying that they'd be in hot water if Granola surpassed Gas in strength, and truthfully intends for Frieza to take Granola out. Back on Beerus's planet, Beerus questions Vegeta about the Saiyan's destructive history. Vegeta doesn't understand how that relates to learning a technique used by the gods of destruction, but he indulges. Beerus shows off his powers and destroys a planet, telling Vegeta that if he doesn't let the sins of his race go, he'll never be able to wield the power of destruction. To light a fire in his pants, Beerus reveals to Vegeta that he was the one who told Frieza to destroy planet Vegeta, causing the prince to rage and attack him. Vegeta loses, of course, and Beerus tells him that in order to grow stronger, he must rebuild himself from scratch. Granola arrives at his home on planet Cereal, where he sees the elderly Namekian Manito. During a conversation between the two, Manito advises Granola not to seek revenge against Frieza, as he isn't strong enough to do so. Granola suggests using the planet's Dragon Balls in order to summon the dragon to get stronger, but Manito once again attempts to talk him out of it. This didn't work, of course, as Granola gathers the planet's Dragon Balls anyway and summons the wish-granting dragon, Toronbo, asking if he can be turned into the greatest warrior in the universe. Toronbo says that he's unable to, unless Granola agrees to a specific condition. Willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goal to defeat Frieza, Granola accepts. Back on Beerus's planet, Vegeta continues to train, attempting to destroy a rock using Hakai, but is having a bit of trouble. Beerus explains the technique and shows the correct method, creating a large blast in the process. Close by, Goku trains with Whis, commenting on which of the two will become the strongest in the universe. Whis, however, says that perhaps neither will become the strongest, but someone else entirely, though he doesn't know of anyone currently stronger than the Saiyan pair. The Oracle Fish then awakens, proclaiming that the strongest warrior in the universe will soon rise up. Vegeta overhears this and, appearing in front of Goku and Whis, displays the Hakai ability by destroying a tiny pebble, saying that he soon will be able to destroy much larger things. We go back to planet Cereal as we see a changed Granola. After testing his newfound power, Manito catches wind of it and goes to speak to him. Granola explains that he used the Dragon Balls to attain this new power, and Manito criticizes his decision. It falls on deaf ears though, as Granola quickly takes off to see Elec to ask him for Frieza's location again. 2 days later, Granola arrives at the Heaters base, demanding Frieza's location. Annoyed by the interference, Elec commands the other Heaters to attack, but they're easily overpowered. When some of the dust settles, Granola then explains that he sacrificed 150 years of his life in order to obtain his current power, leaving him with only 3 years left to live as a result. Elec accepts the explanation and tells Granola to head home, as they do not know Frieza's exact location, and finding out such a thing will take time. Later, while the Heaters have dinner, Elec discusses the current situation, believing that it isn't wise for Granola to take Frieza out, as he might end up taking his place instead. Elec then comes up with the idea to pit the Saiyans Goku and Vegeta, who he had witnessed defeat Moro through 7-3, against Granola, believing that he wouldn't be able to defeat the two by himself. Back into Goku's training, Whis explains that the angels are always in the Ultra Instinct state, whereas Goku transforms to access it, believing that he equates Ultra Instinct to a transformation. Goku then realizes that he must learn to use Ultra Instinct in his normal form, to which Whis tells him that doing so will free him of his stamina drain, and that the transformation should be used as a last resort when he requires to surpass his limits. Meanwhile, Granola returns to his home on planet Cereal again, deciding to wait inside his spaceship until he hears word of Frieza's location from Elec. At the Heater's base, Oil and Mackie prepare to visit Earth. But before they leave, Elec asks the pair to visit Zuno in order to find the location of the Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta. A few weeks later, Oil and Mackie land on Zuno's planet. Upon kissing Zuno, Mackie is awarded 10 questions. Goku and Vegeta, meanwhile, continue their training, having progressed significantly in a short period of time. Sometime later, Oil and Mackie arrive on Earth and visit Chi-Chi at Goku's house. They come up with a story of requiring their help in defeating a villain, offering to pay them in Sky Gold for their help. After heading to Capsule Corp, Bulma contacts the Saiyans as they soon find themselves intrigued upon hearing that the villain is supposedly the strongest being in the universe. Before heading off to Earth though, Beerus gives Vegeta an earring, which he says is to symbolize that he can use Hakai. Whis, on the other hand, draws his signature symbol on Goku's gi. Inside Capsule Corp, Mackie steals the Dragon Radar, which they plan to use to obtain the Cerulean Dragon Balls. Goku and Vegeta return to Earth, where Mackie offers to take the two to the villain aboard their spaceship. Oil tells the two that it'll take 18 days to reach planet Cereal, and while Goku eats and Vegeta trains, Mackie contacts Granola, telling him that they found Frieza's location, but that Frieza has been made aware of his intention to kill him. This is of course a lie, all a part of the Heater's plan. Mackie tells him that Frieza has sent 2 Saiyan assassins his way, and Granola leaves his ship, saying that after many years, he can finally get revenge on the Saiyans. 18 days come and go, and the group arrive on planet Cereal, with the Saiyans still unaware that they're being tricked by the Heaters. As Goku and Vegeta go to investigate the new enemy, they're surprised that the villain isn't causing chaos on the planet. They're then bombarded with a bunch of stray ki blasts heading their way, and they're barely able to dodge them. Another set of ki blasts come along, and the Saiyans are pinned down. Goku is struck, knocking him unconscious, forcing Vegeta to give him a sensu bean. Granola instantly teleports behind the two and introduces himself to the Saiyan duo, explaining his race and that he knows about them. Vegeta tells Goku that he should fight first as payback, and Vegeta decides to hang back. Goku starts out as a Super Saiyan God. Granola strikes first, forcing Goku on the defensive before he can attempt to use Ultra Instinct. Goku is first able to dodge Granola's attacks, but Granola eventually strikes him in a vital point, knocking him out. Goku awakens, powering up to Super Saiyan Blue. Meanwhile, Vegeta starts to piece together the identity of Granola's race, then spots something. Goku begins to move around Granola at incredible speed, evading his attacks before firing off a powerful Kamehameha at point-blank range. Granola, however, supposedly being the strongest warrior in the universe, is still able to land his pressure point attack against a vital point in Goku's neck as he's hit by the wave. In the midst of another round against Granola, Goku is pushed back and desperately escapes with instant transmission and lands by Vegeta. Vegeta informs Goku about his discoveries, as the Ceruleans were a race that used their evolved right eye for long-ranged attacks, but were wiped out by the Saiyans under Frieza's command long ago. The Saiyan pair realize that Granola is the last surviving Cerulean out for revenge, and that the Heaters lied to them about his villainy. Reasoning that nothing less than beating him will allow them to convince Granola that the Saiyans are no longer his enemies, Goku claims to still have hope of victory and transforms once more into perfected Ultra Instinct. Granola at this point reels in shock, as he's unable to detect any other pressure points within his form. We get some more Ultra Instinct action, as Granola is unable to perceive Goku's movements. The Saiyan launches a lightning-fast assault, knocking Granola around for a little while. Vegeta believed that the battle had been won, but notices that Granola's energy hadn't dropped nearly as much as it should have during his battle with Goku. To the Saiyan's surprise, Granola was taking power from his true body to create an illusion for Goku to fight. A final devastating blow from the true Granola sends Goku crashing through the forest, rendering him unconscious once again. Vegeta steps in, stating that he has no interest in trying to reason with Granola, proclaiming that he will soon be joining the rest of his people in hell. Vegeta immediately transforms transforms into his Super Saiyan Blue evolved state and demonstrates his newfound powers of destruction to explode several rocks around Granola. Granola, however, is unimpressed, claiming that Vegeta's destructive power is lacking, and proceeds to destroy a much larger rock with his own Hakai-like technique. Vegeta's struggle is obvious, as Granola's strength keeps him on the ropes for the entirety of their first round. However, as the Saiyan Prince always is, Vegeta's confident in his own victory regardless, taunting Granola during the battle. Despite this confidence, the gap in power was too great for Vegeta to overcome. Granola decides to finish Vegeta off, landing a pressure point attack that shatters Vegeta's battle armor and painfully drops him down to base form. However, the Saiyan Prince doesn't fall, but begins to laugh instead. His energy begins to swell, and he assumes a new form possessing the traits of the God of Destruction themselves. The two continue to battle, with Granola firing a volley of energy blasts at Vegeta, who defiantly withstands them before charging forward. Granola begins to panic at points in their battle, but is still able to hold his own against Vegeta. Granola asks why Vegeta doesn't dodge attacks like Goku, but Vegeta scoffs at the remark as he regards perfected Ultra Instinct as a pathetic technique compared to his, telling Granola that Goku's body may have a mind of its own, but he's all ego, presenting the form that we know as Ultra Ego. Becoming increasingly annoyed, Granola vows to never lose to one of Frieza's grunts. Vegeta tells him that Frieza was also responsible for wiping out his race's homeworld as well. Despite being shocked at what he hears, Granola says that it's no reason to call off his revenge against the Saiyans. When his AI, Oatmeal, tries to point out the contradictions in Vegeta's words against the Heaters, Granola throws him away, claiming he no longer needs his support now that he's the strongest in the universe. Meanwhile, Goku wakes up and begins his healing process. The battle between Vegeta and Granola becomes more evenly matched, as Vegeta realizes that he's taken far too much damage. In a move of desperation, Vegeta attempts to end the battle with a sphere of destruction, which would eviscerate all it touches. In order to combat this threat, Granola awakens his other eye, giving him the power to destroy Vegeta's attack, drawing out more power within himself in the process. Elsewhere, Elliot comments on the progressing battle, glad that everything is going as planned, as the three mighty warriors appear likely to take each other out. The Heaters then make their way to the first Dragon Ball. Vegeta and Granola continue their battle, with Vegeta now at a clear disadvantage. He drops back into his base form, but refuses to give up. Annoyed with his persistence, Granola goes for the finishing blow, but is struck by Goku. Goku offers to take over the battle, but Vegeta kicks him, angered that he would dare to take the fight away from him. In the midst of their arguing, Granola takes the opportunity to charge in to kill Vegeta, but he's saved by Goku as he's pushed out of the way. Vegeta recovers enough to take over again and asks Goku to leave the fight to him. Vegeta enters into his Ultra Ego state again, and the two continue their battle, although it didn't necessarily work out in Vegeta's favor. Granola approaches Vegeta and summons all of his power in a final sacrificial attempt to finish him off. Vegeta now accepts defeat, acknowledging that he could not revert to the man that he once was, and that the power of a god of destruction was beyond his scope. Goku, seeing the act from afar, rushes in, as well as Manito, who's carried forward on a spaceship piloted by the AI Oatmeal. Manito calls out to Granola, distracting him long enough for Goku to knock Granola to the ground. Manito then tells Granola that his grudge against the Saiyans was unwarranted, as 40 years back, the one who actually saved he and Granola's life was a Saiyan named Bardock. Manito then begins the tragic story of the fall of planet Cereal due to the invasion of the Saiyans. Bardock, in his great ape form, witnessed a young Granola and his mother attempting to find shelter from the Saiyan invasion, and Granola in the process passes out at the sight of the Saiyan's form. Thinking back on his relationship with his own wife and son, Bardock felt a sense of compassion, hiding the pair from the Saiyans who had finished ravaging the planet. He also then met up with the Namekian Manito, a friend of the Ceruleans, telling the three to survive as long as they could. Back to the present day, Granola is shocked to find out that he lives only due to a Saiyan's mercy. It's then pointed out by Vegeta that the Saiyan Bardock is none other than Goku's father. Goku is of course surprised, stating that he wishes he knew something about his dad, but he can't remember anything. Naturally, Granola intervenes in the conversation to demand information on why his mother didn't survive the Saiyan invasion, and Manito continues on. Come to find out, the Heaters had been on planet Cereal, plotting to overthrow Frieza themselves since Granola was a boy. Granola wakes up and screams when he sees Bardock, alerting the Heaters, and Manito quickly knocks Granola out. In an attempt to save their lives, Bardock pretends as though he himself is intent on finishing off the Ceruleans and the Namekian, but Elliot cuts in, shooting Granola's mother through the heart, killing her almost instantly. instantaneously. In a fit of rage at the act, Bardock makes a quick escape with the remaining survivors, much to the surprise of the Heaters. And unfortunately, Monito's healing abilities as a Namekian weren't enough to save Granola's mother. Meanwhile, Alec sends Gas to find Granola, Bardock, and Monito and finish them off for good. The battle between Bardock and Gas was a tough one, the Saiyan unable to stand up against the might of Gas in the beginning. In the midst of the battle, Monito comes up with the idea of utilizing the Dragon Balls on planet Cereal to teleport Bardock away from the threat and save his life. But rather than run away, Bardock refuses the wish, stating that he'd rather die than run away from an enemy. Bardock was confused on what Monito was going for in terms of a wish, but he says that if he could have anything, it would be to ensure that his sons end up thriving. And although the battle looked grim, with Gas unlocking his instinct and the Saiyan being smacked around to the better half of the fight, Bardock unleashes his resolve, defeating Gas and being presumably killed by Alec. Back to the present day, we cut to the Heaters, who are ever closer to gathering the second Dragon Ball on planet Cereal and granting a wish. Granola was angered to discover that Alec was the one who murdered his mother, especially considering he's worked for the Heaters his entire life, doing jobs for money just to get by. Monito apologizes as Granola grips his cloak in anger, but Goku breaks them up, stating that they needed to hear Monito's entire story. Vegeta cuts in to ask whether or not Bardock defeated Gas 40 years ago, and Monito confirms he did. However, before he could explain the rest of the ordeal, the sky on planet Cereal grew dark. It was Alec, standing in front of the wish-granting dragon on Cereal, who was prepared to fulfill any wish he desired, and the sky goes back to normal. All of a sudden, Goku and Vegeta are shocked to feel such a massive power level in the distance. The Heaters then appear, revealing their ruse to the Saiyans and confirming that the new strongest warrior in the universe was in their midst. It was Gas, the once short but powerful Heater, now grown tall and ready for action. Goku and Vegeta were surprised to learn that there were Dragon Balls on planet Cereal to begin with, and Granola confirms that he used them himself to become the strongest in the universe. Before anyone had another moment to think, Gas displays a glimpse of his strength to destroy Granola's ship and impales him with a weapon that he conjured out of thin air. Goku attempts to intervene, but is shut down by Gas, having been practically glued to the floor with heavy weight-like objects that he conjured onto the Saiyan. As Gas attempts to deliver a killing blow to a defenseless Goku, Granola intervenes and is slapped around by Gas some more. Meanwhile, Monito aids Goku, removing the objects attached to him and attempting to heal him in order to aid Granola in this fight. Monito reveals to Goku that he hid the truth from Granola because if he hadn't, the Heaters would have murdered them both. Amidst that conversation and self-pity on Monito's part as he's unable to fully heal anyone, Goku remembers that he and Vegeta have a spare Sensu beam, but Vegeta left it in the armor he tossed away during his battle with Granola. Amidst of their arguing again, Granola is defeated by Gas, and Goku decides to step in, tasking Vegeta to go and find the remaining Sensu beam in the meantime. Goku battles with Gas in Super Saiyan Blue, while Vegeta hunts for the missing Sensu, but is beaten mercilessly, stating that he may not last much longer. We then see Vegeta standing over Granola with the Sensu, and rather taking it himself, feeds it to the Cerulean in order for him to settle the grudge he has with his own strength. Granola is restored, cutting into the battle with Goku and Gas, this time utilizing his trusty AI, Oatmeal. The battle looked dicey at times, but Granola was able to hold his own against Gas, learning from his techniques and adjusting to the current situation, as Gas had not been used to his newfound abilities. Inevitably though, Gas reveals that he was holding back his true strength and blasts Granola across planet Cereal. Even as all seemed lost, Granola found his second wind, and the two began to battle once more, Granola progressively improving throughout. The two seemed to be evenly matched, as Granola landed a devastating blow to Gas, knocking him out long enough to get a moment's rest, but knowing full well that the battle was far from over. Attempting to avoid a loss, Alec appears and rips a necklace from Gas's neck, which was used to maintain a killer instinct of the Heaters to avoid rampaging and losing their sense of self. Gas then powers up into a rage monster, similar to that of Kale in Universe 6, rampaging across planet Cereal and demolishing Granola with ease. Gas then sets his sights on Vegeta for some odd reason, beating the already wounded Saiyan to a pulp, forcing Goku to cut in and save him. The look that Goku gave Gas reminded him of his battle with Bardock, causing him to have an awakening, reverting back to his regular state, but this time stronger than ever. Gas sets his sights on Goku and Vegeta, paralyzing them with a glance. Knowing now who murdered his mother though, Granola spots Elec and attempts to kill him, but Gas intervenes, shattering Granola's arms and taking out both of his eyes. Injured and unable to continue, he falls onto Elec, who gets one last taunting comment in before blasting Granola through the back with the same weapon he killed his mother with, leaving Goku, Vegeta, and Manito in awe as he descended into the ocean on Cereal. Realizing the horrible situation they're in, Vegeta gives Goku the remainder of his energy, leaving the battle with Gas in his hands. Goku powers up to Super Saiyan Blue, enraged at the fall of Granola, but realizing intense emotion will hinder his Ultra Instinct. The battle commences, but Gas's strength is too much for the Saiyan to handle. He mentions that Bardock's combat skills were like no other, but he doesn't sense that same energy from Goku. All hope seemed lost, but in the distance, Goku notices that Manito's pulled Granola from out of the water, healing him as fast as he can. In an attempt to stop any further resistance, Gas attempts to kill Manito, but Goku latches onto him and uses instant transmission to send them to another location. The battle continues as the warriors move from place to place. We even come across Moro's gang at the Galactic Prison again. The battle's a fierce one, as Goku knows he can't keep playing defense forever. Goku then has the idea to use instant transmission to get to Whis, who's relaxing on an unknown planet. Goku gives Gas the slip, leaving him with Whis and using instant transmission to get back to planet Cereal to buy enough time to heal before Gas arrives. Manito, Goku, and an injured Vegeta and Granola arrive at Manito's safe haven, where he gives Goku Bardock's scouter from 40 years ago. Naturally, the device is broken, but Oatmeal is able to access the circuitry directly to play audio from it. The group is able to hear the transmission, and the words "Stay Alive" from Bardock unlock a core memory from Goku's infancy. With this memory now intact, Goku finally understands what Saiyan pride is all about, while Vegeta realizes that his burden isn't with the sins of all Saiyans, but with his people's pride. Goku and Vegeta are healed in time for Gas's return to planet Cereal, ready to begin what we can assume to be the final round. Finally in agreement to fight together, the Saiyans power up, Ultra Ego and Instinct alike, being driven with nothing now other than the sheer desire to win. Goku and Vegeta's combined efforts prove to be enough to avoid being overpowered, but there's still no clear sign of victory, as Gas is as strong as ever. In an attempt to end the battle quickly once again, Vegeta hurtles a sphere of destruction towards Gas, but naturally he and Goku are pushed back. Leaving Goku with the destruction energy on his own, Vegeta goes to catch Gas off guard by leaping over to land a devastating blow. His plan of course fails, but Goku is fortunate enough to launch the sphere of destruction into space. Rushing to Vegeta's aid, he notices that he's now landing punches on Gas. The Saiyan reveals once again that the damage inflicted on him is nothing but fuel, as he only gets stronger in Ultra Ego. Vegeta continues to get pummeled by Gas, ordering Goku to stay back as he notices his Ultra Ego technique is continuing to evolve. Vegeta, however, urges Goku to figure out his own evolution with Ultra Instinct. Until then, he'll continue to battle Gas on his own. Goku reverts to meditation to unlock the true nature behind Ultra Instinct, and Vegeta continues the back and forth with Gas, taking a beating and getting back up for more. Vegeta takes a final blow and is presumed unconscious, but gets up for a final round, surprising even Gas himself. This effort, however, proves to be fruitless, as the Saiyan Prince rushes to the enemy and passes out from the immense damage on his body before he can throw the last punch. Now unconscious, Gas attempts to kill Vegeta once more, but is stopped by Goku, who saves him in the midst of his meditation. Goku emerges, unlocking the best transformation to make use of his own power: true Ultra Instinct. In this form, the Saiyan can use his emotions rather than resorting to a calm heart in order to get the most out of his abilities. The battle with Gas in this form proves that Goku managed to become just barely stronger than him, and the fight continues. Goku puts Gas on the ropes, damaging him far more than the Saiyan pair did in their previous rounds, knocking him to the ground in front of an angered Elec. Elec's condescending and harsh speech towards Gas motivates him to unlock yet another.
Yo, what's going on? Well, technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, dang, I forgot I was on mute. My fault. But what's up, bro?
What's up, man?
All right. So we're talking about the future of Dragon Ball Super and what we know about the Granola arc, and basically what we do and don't know we do know that
Say what you would. I appreciate it, bro. I hate to cut you off, but say what you will about the granola art being flawed or written or dragged out or written into a corner. But if we're factoring Ultra Ego specifically, one, it's Vegeta tapping into Hakai energy directly. Two,
yes, and one is basically giving him an ego boost to the point where he can take damage and get stronger, unlike Ultra Instinct.
this is completely different than Topo's got a destroyer form because he's a destroyer candidate and actually has the actual form of destruction itself and actually, willing to take up the mantle of being a destroyer of Universe
This
11.
is basically Vegeta's Ultra Instinct.
Basically. It's two completely different forms. You have the destroyer form and you have Ultra Ego, which is just tapping into Hakai energy itself. They're two completely different forms.
And
Now,
it's like Vegeta used his with his Super Saiyan Blue evolution.
Again, he can feed off the damage his opponents he takes in combat but he doesn't have the stamina to do this for a long time. This is no different than the Universe 6 tournament against Hit. He can counter, he can adapt to the situation, but the moment his body gives out, he's not going to be able to continue the fight. So it's just a battle of endurance. He was taking way more damage than his body can push back from.
But I was watching the video and they were showing that very scene that I really wanted to talk about when Goku and Vegeta had gotten Bardock's Scouter from the old Namekian that Granola knew.
Yeah.
And it showed it played Bardock saying stay safe, and it was the same thing that he said to Goku.
Oh, it was a nice moment.
And it was just like Goku just was able to tap into Master UI just like that.
Well, again, all he did was manifest a repressed memory from his amnesia when he fell in that ravine, discovering a true sense of self.
And so he just tapped into his true Ultra Instinct form and started bodying.
Well, he was slightly stronger than Gas. He was able to put up a better fight compared to where he was before.
Right. But that was still no match against Moro.
Okay, first of all, Moro and the kickoff to Granola are like back to back after a roughly few month time skip after Dragon Ball Super Broly. So Goku in the Moro arc and Goku now is on a completely different level. One, because he's gained a true sense of self. Two, because he's gained multiple Zenkai boosts since Moro was defeated in that arc. Yeah. So you can't really compare them when they're two arc, especially with a power gap that big. They're relative, but Goku's gotten a lot more gains over the course of the Granola arc than he did during Moro.
Yeah, I can see that. But
if we're gonna get an anime adaptation, I feel like Toei should just stick to movies rather than trying to drag. Because first off, you're already competing. You're already a legacy series.
Everyone splits up to handle them. The main battle.
Yeah, like I honestly believe they should definitely stick with movies.
I agree.
But I am not gonna lie. The series might still somewhat be. Like really like me and the audience was talking earlier that we have gotten some good information of how the super anime is gonna end. Basically, you don't understand what timeline we're in right now, and it's been confirmed by the man himself, Akira Toriyama.
Okay, he's trying to set up End of Z.
You remember the scene where Oob and Goku were at the World Martial Arts Tournament? Apparently, Gas, Granola, Broly, Cell Max, Beast Gohan, Black Frieza, Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego, all that, Beerus, Golden Frieza, all that done happened within the 10-year gap. And that was before that scene with Oob. What does that tell you?
If we're going by Super, yes. In the original syndication of Z, hardly anything happened. But if you're going strictly off Super's continuity, yeah, a lot happened in those 10 years.
Like literally, like everything led up to Goku having Ultra Instinct and standing there in front of Oob.
Well, Goku. Okay, we don't know how the Super is going to adapt to End of Z, but if we're going to go strictly from Z and Kai, Goku was in base the entire time.
But yeah, still, but he still has Ultra Instinct. Like he's that Goku.
Yeah, but he's going up against a 10-year-old child in a martial arts tournament, so using anything, even Super Saiyan, would be overkill.
But you're underestimating Oob's power.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Especially if you're factoring super continuity, Oob is a beast. There's no denying that. But I don't think he would
Oob is
push
gonna be a beast in Super.
Oh, no one's denying that, but I don't think he's going to push Goku to Super Saiyan. He might resort to Ultra Instinct out of convenience, but even then, he's just trying to get a test of Oo's power before leaving the tournament to train him. It's not going to be a direct fight itself. But if we were to scale pre-training End of Z Oob to Super Goku in an End of Z scenario, Goku might be able to best Oob in absolute base, but it would be a difficult fight. It'd be especially once Oob is pissed off. Goku might have to resort to Super Saiyan or transformations to best an enraged Oob. It would be a very close fight.
Yep. So here's basically what I wanted to see. Now we do know that the Dragon Ball Super superhero timeline placement was, we were trying to figure out, is it before or after the Mora and Granola arc? And for a lot of y'all, yes, this ain't no after Broly. Gohan just don't get Beast Gohan after Broly. Work like that.
The manga's trying to set it up to where superhero takes place around the same time as the Granola arc, if not shortly afterward.
Right. This was a couple years after Moro, I think.
Wait, didn't Moro and the Granola arc occur back to back?
Yeah.
Or there was a time skip.
But this was after the Granola and Moro arc, though.
Yeah, don't get it twisted, but if you're actually taking the gap between the Mora arc and the Granola arc in the manga, there was like a brief panel segueing a time skip, but even then it was only a couple of months.
Yeah, but then Superhero happened a couple years. What was it? A couple
right
years
after?
Oh,
right after.
I thought it would at least had to be a year, a couple years.
When exactly does Dragon Ball Super Superhero take place? It's a question I've seen a lot of people ask ever since the movie was first revealed last year, and even now, less than 2 weeks before the movie's Japanese release date, people are still confused on when it's supposed to take place. Is it before the Moro and Granola arcs? Is it after? Does the release of DBS Superhero mean that those two arcs are now non-canon and we won't see them be animated? Today, I'm wanting to answer all those questions and hopefully explain a few things for a few of you who might still be confused on where Superhero fits in the Dragon Ball timeline, and how the anime will work around the Moro and Granola arcs moving forward. I'm Innovative J-Dog, and if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to the channel for any and all things Dragon Ball. With that being said, let's get right into the video. So first and foremost, it's important to understand that we already know the date that Superhero takes place, and we know it years old and going to kindergarten in the movie. As we all know, Pan was first referenced in the Battle of Gods movie, which takes place in age 778, 4 years after the defeat of Majin Buu. In that movie, Videl was pregnant with her and Gohan's daughter, and we know that Videl's pregnancy was in its early stages because her belly hadn't grown and she wasn't showing any signs of pregnancy by that point. Then, roughly about a year later in age 779, Frieza gets revived in Resurrection F, and we see that Pan has already been born. We then see Pan as a baby before we see her again in Superhero, where she's been aged up a few years and looks a bit closer to how she looked at the end of Dragon Ball Z. Now, it's heavily implied that because Pan is confirmed to be 3 years old in Superhero, the movie takes place either towards the end of age 782 or sometime in age 783 before Pan has her 4th birthday. Either way, Superhero brings us the closest we've ever been to the end of Z, which takes place in age 784. Because of Pan's confirmed age, and because we know that she's 4 years old during the 28th Tenkaichi Budokai, we've been able to figure out that superhero Ten of Z. But Pan isn't the only character that gave us these clues to figure this out. We've also seen an aged up Goten and Trunks who, for this movie in particular, look a lot older than what we've seen throughout the rest of Dragon Ball Super. However, they're still a little younger than what we see at the end of Z. And that's just about it when it comes to confirmed information about this movie's place in the timeline. We know for a fact that it takes place a few years after Dragon Ball Super Broly, and we know that it hasn't quite gotten past the end of Z yet because of Pan's exact age, and because of character designs, the events of Superhero, and there's still time before Goku meets Oob at the 28th Tenkaichi Budokai. But that still begs the question, what about the Dragon Ball Super manga, particularly the stories that haven't been adapted into the anime yet? Dragon Ball Super Superhero has been cited by many sources as the official sequel to DBS Broly, and that the climactic final battle between Gogeta and Broly was the last battle that the Earth has seen. If that's the case, that doesn't make any sense because Moro and Granola both had to have happened before the end of Z, right? I mean, we see Baby Pan during the climax of the Moro arc alongside younger versions of Goten and Trunks, and Goku hasn't met Oob yet, and Granola takes place immediately after Moro, so what's the deal? Is Superhero wiping the slate clean and saying that those two arcs are now non-canon to the anime?
I know he's going to correctly address this, but basically, a lot of what was said, a lot of what he's about to talk about is just promotional material, where this is the next movie in the catalog of canon Dragon Ball movies. Like, don't get your undies in a twist. That's just a lot of that anecdotes like that is just promotional material. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, he's just trying to sell you something.
Anime? Well, not entirely, but kinda, and let me explain why. It's entirely possible that these statements about Broly being the last big threat are just in context of the anime, and those statements are being aimed at us from a real-world perspective. But I believe it goes a bit deeper than that. Both the Moro and the Granola arcs haven't been animated yet, so it wouldn't make sense to talk about the events that haven't occurred on screen, because those characters simply don't exist, at least not in terms of the anime continuity. By now, the concept of Dragon Ball having multiple continuities shouldn't surprise anybody. The concept of things being canon or non-canon has always been a heated topic for discussion, but one thing is for certain, different Dragon Ball stories follow different forms of continuity. Dragon Ball Super in particular has two main different forms of continuity in both the anime and manga, where similar events happen, but in different ways. Take for example the Goku Black and the Tournament of Power arcs, where they both happen in the anime and manga, but the stories aren't the exact same. In the anime, we don't see Goku Black transform into a Super Saiyan, nor do we see Goku ever use the Hakai technique against Merge Zamasu. We see those things happen in the manga, though, and when it comes to the Tournament of Power, Goku defeated Kefla in the anime, but Gohan was the one who fought her in the manga. It's moments like those that make the Dragon Ball Super manga impossible to have occurred in the same continuity as the Dragon Ball Super anime, but they are both proper continuations of the original Dragon Ball story. They're just their own separate continuities that tell similar stories in different ways. The Moro and Granola arcs are just more examples of the manga having a separate continuity from the anime, and it's possible that their existence is going to change up things even more than what we've been used to, and will impact the story structure of the anime moving forward. Up until now, the different Dragon Ball
That's a fair point, because all you have to do, at least in the context of the movies and the animes, is that in the Dragon Ball Super anime continuity, have Moro and Granola take place a little further down. That way, you already have an aged up Goten and Trunks design. You still have a little bit of wiggle room before end of Z,
And Pan has to grow another year.
and you still have a stronger Goku and Piccolo to work with and sell and get hype and sell merchandise. So it could work, but you'll have a mismatch where in the super continuity, whereas in the super manga continuity, Moro and Granola take place right after Broly, but in the anime continuity, it takes place right after Dragon Ball Superhero.
Yeah, I mean, I just really feel like they should just like not screw it up. I would say keep it strictly just like the manga. Like, if I didn't even watch or read the Dragon Ball Super manga. So if I would have known that Gohan was the one that beat Kefla, and
But
stuff
that's
like
the thing. The Dragon Ball Super manga was originally serialized as promotional material for the anime, i.e., what Dragon Ball Heroes is for the card games. So you could do literally whatever as long as you follow Toriyama's original story beats. So Tora could literally do whatever as long as Toriyama approves it. Because again, the manga was originally promotional material before it then became a product of its own due to high sales.
true. So, what matchups would you like to see?
Now, Orange Piccolo and first of all, you need a specific trigger to get because it's in Gohan's character. He's not compelled to fight. He'll fight out of responsibility, but he's not gonna throw a tantrum and go berserk. He's not gonna be when he was a kid to where he was still young and had a lack of impulse control. An
I have
adult
one for you.
go ahead.
What do you think?
We just don't know. We don't know much about Black Frieza other than the fact that he blitzed and just recovered Goku and Vegeta against gas.
I'm talking about like unconscious, and then doesn't even destroy them.
Again, they were just recovering from the fight against Gas. They weren't even properly healed. They were just staggering on their feet as Gas' body collapsed, and Frieza just sees the opportunity to sneak them. Again, it wasn't a proper fight.
And Frieza powers up and disintegrates Gas.
Well, Gas was just crumbling into dust anyway because he was channeling more power than his body could withstand, constantly adapting to the tenure of the wish. So Gas was going to crumble and die regardless. Frieza just finished him off.
And then they had to deal with Black Frieza, and they were even amazed by his power. But do I think Gohan has a chance of beating him? Yeah, sure.
If he takes the fight seriously and doesn't get cocky. If he takes the fight seriously, he might be able to catch Black Frieza unawares and do heavy damage. But due to lack of proper scaling, it's too indecisive.
I feel like he took the fight seriously against Cell Max.
Cell Max was a kaiju monster that had barely any cohesion.
This man made a bomb or a sphere the size of a continent, and Beast Gohan just special beam canned right through it.
1, his weak spot was blatantly obvious. 2, Cell Max is basically super versions of Kid Buu, to where he's literally just a rage monster with no mental faculties. If Cell Max was perfect or programmed to completion, he probably would have given Gohan a slightly more difficult fight. But other than the death of Piccolo, it wouldn't have changed the events of the movie that much.
But Black Frieza and Beast Gohan, I don't know. That just goes back to what matchups would I like to see. I mean, I honestly,
it's a good matchup. Don't get me wrong; it's a good matchup. But
because that's just like, who wants to see Goku versus Frieza again? Let somebody else take them on. Give us something good. Just like let Frieza has his redemption. Black Frieza versus full power God trained Broly.
I mean, you really can't really make a redemption arc out of that because Broly was just a WMD, or it was just a
no. Hold up, bro. I gotta play it. Frieza got bodied for hours, torture.
It was an hour and a half at best.
Look, Frieza got thrown around like a rag doll.
And I appreciate the callback to Fusion Reborn, but they did not need to have Frieza beaten by Broly for an hour straight. I mean, come on.
Look, that was like the funniest moment. Hold on. Let's go here. Hold up. So for the parents, if you have any kids watching this, I would suggest to, cover the screen because what you're about to see is what I would call a massacre.
One of the worst ass whoopings in anime.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
What are you doing? I am the mighty Lord You dare make me exert myself to put effort into a fight?
Then I will teach you a lesson. Behold, this is Golden Frieza, the last you will ever see.
Yeah, man, bro. It never gets old. It never gets old.
The heel that is Z Broly was better.
Oh, Z Broly would have put the paws on Frieza. No, that ain't no demon. I'm a monster.
You have it backwards. Me? A monster? No, I am the devil!
Yeah, he had no chill.
Prepare to die!
He had no chill whatsoever. But what I'm going to do is join. Let's see. We are going to do something very. I wanted to. Darn it. No. Okay. www.streamyard.com/ bear with me, guys. JZ 6 RVP. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's showing me. I'm gonna. Whoops. Okay, so it has. I'm gonna turn that off. And let's go here. More. How do you share?
Go to click present.
Oh, wait, there you go. This is more. I'm trying to do it on the phone though.
Hold on,
You
what
know-
are you trying to look up?
I'm trying to share my phone screen. If I'm able to do that.
I don't think it's gonna let you screen present by phone.
Phooey. Okay, so I'll do it manually. Okay, so what I have here, Jared, bro, is a wheel with every team in Dokkan. And
Okay.
we are going to test my luck. Now, if I lose, I'll have to do a summon. And I will let you determine how much, how many. And I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers do this, so I thought it'll actually be kind of fun. So what I'm going to do is present the wheel of categories for. Let's go ahead and maximize this. So now here I have a wheel of every category in Dokkan. And I'm going to activate my camera. So y'all can see I have my Dokkan battle up and ready. And let me go ahead and add this too because, you know, I want my little background music. All right, bro. Let's see what my luck is. What team will I get? Fusion. Okay. I'm pretty sure I do not have anybody good in Fusion, so I get 6 spins. I'm gonna take my boy here. See if let everybody. Take my boy, LR Gogeta, as one person to add on my team. All right, and next category, artificial life form. Why? I'm probably am going to have to go with Fusion. I'm probably gonna have to go with my boy here. I don't know if y'all can see him. My boy Metacooler. I would say he's somewhat of a fusion character. Next, let's see. Time Traveler. This team is gonna suck ass, you know. I ain't even gonna lie, there's like hardly anybody in Time Travelers anyway. Ooh, this is a real toughy one. Fuck. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna take transforming AGL Zamasu. And let's go again. Hybrid Saiyan. Okay, so I will probably take AGL Team Gohan LR. Dragon Ball Saga. What is this? I'll take Demon King Piccolo. I'm not gonna win at all. I don't have like no lead. Wicked Bloodline. Freezer Race. So I'm going to take this because he's terrifying conquerors. So I guess this is the team I'm going to be taking. That is the team I'm going to be taking. Stream! What are you doing? Duh! Okay, so let's go ahead and load up this. Now, if I lose, I have to do a summon. Do I want to summon? No, I do not. I want to take on the legendary Goku. But while I try to take on this very hard event, alright, bro, what do you have in mind about Dragon Ball Super? What do you want to look forward to when the anime returns?
I can't hear you over the background music, bruh.
Alright, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was like, okay, and while I take on this hard event, what do you have in mind? Like, what do you want to look forward to? Like, what is your standards and expectations in Dragon Ball Super?
Well, I think they should just stick to the movies. I'm gonna keep it but with you. Stick to the movies. You have a clear plan. They're clearly profitable. Yes, although many people miss the anime, it's never gonna do One Piece numbers. Let's be real here.
Bro,
Let's
One
keep it
Piece
above.
ain't even the best.
But they got so much momentum. It's the current series, one of the big three. One Piece got too much going for it, marketing wise.
Oh yeah, because everything is just surrounds One Piece.
I don't see how Aoda still does it. He had his rivalry with Kishimoto from Naruto for the longest, but I thought those two were going to retire together around the same time.
Yeah,
A lot of people did.
for real. Like, I mean, I stopped watching One Piece after season 4.
I fell off after the Wano arc, which was recent.
Oh, you actually kept reading One Piece?
Somewhat in and out. I mostly paid attention to the anime, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I fell off after Wano. I'm like, after One Piece Red and the Wano arc, I can't do this anymore. Like, either have Luffy be the king of the pirates or don't. At the very least, let him bang Boa Hancock. I'm just gonna say it.
Oh my god, why is everybody saying that? They're just like, oh, he so deserved it. Let him bang her.
Hey, I don't know. Hey, given your history, man, if you had a baddie like Boa Hancock come up at you and shoot her shot at you, would you take it?
Yeah.
I rest my case. Don't even tell that lie, bro. Don't even tell that lie.
Well, bad news. I lost.
Who knows? You might get a cool summoning out of it.
I don't feel like buying stones. I mean, and I've done a recent summon anyway. This is for the stream.
This is for the stream.
This is for the stream. Let's see, I have 31. Huh. We have a new... one of the featured characters can turn into a LR.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we have a new World Martial Arts Goku. We got Orange Piccolo is on this banner. Wow, they just have Orange Piccolo. Oh! This one must have the Gohan. That one does have the Gohan. So I'm definitely... So you saying you get 3 summons, you get 1 free. So I need 150. I have 31. Okay, so 150 minus 31. I need 119, so 120. Wow, that's actually not bad. So what is that? 93 plus 31? 93 plus 124. Still not enough. $91 plus 59. Let's see. Okay. You better really love me for this. $44.99. Only because I want to try to get this Beast Gohan. This is for the stream. All right, here we go. Okay, I got 181 stones. All right, Now, for this Beast Gohan, summon number 1. Alright. Let's see. Okay, I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything. I have a Super Saiyan Rage Goku, which I don't need. Animation number 2. 4 people. Now, if Whis wants to pop down at any minute, that'll be great. I just want this Beast Gohan. So, I could definitely use them. I'll definitely use a copy of them. The Strength, Goten, and Trunks. Ho, I got Goten and Trunks. Okay. Y'all want to see something cool? Wait. Watch this. Wait for it. It's the LR right here. This is it. I got Tech Gohan. I got a freaking Tech Gohan, which I don't need a copy of him. But I'll lock him up for the heck of it. Alright, here's my free summon. Oh! 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 I got Hercule Boo's back. Hold up. This is an LR, baby. This is it. I think I got Beast Gohan. I think I got Beast Gohan. Alright, we're gonna go one by one. Wait, I gotta put it in front of the camera. Come on. Why is my Zarbon? $19. Oh, no.
What's
Okay.
wrong with Z Sword Gohan?
I don't need a copy of him.
Wait, is that Ginyu Taguma or regular Taguma?
Ginyu Taguma.
Oh, okay. Majin Buu.
There should be an LR somewhere in here.
Oob. Nice. Kami. Not bad. Janemba. How do you end up with 2 Z-Sword Gohans in one summon?
Bro, I think I just rainbowed my Z-Sword Gohan. I'm pretty sure I just rainbowed this Z-Sword Gohan. I honestly think, hold up. I'm going to go to my hidden potential. I think I just rainbowed this man. So he's under Hybrid Saiyan. Look at this. Bro, right. I can literally unlock 3 paths of him.
Let's do it. At least now you won't have any copies.
2, 3. Yeah, let's go ahead and get all these paths open. He's gonna be one broken character, I'll tell you that. I'm gonna go more criticals than anything. My Gohan is sitting at 85% right now. I'm so mad. I'm so freaking mad. I'm so freaking mad right now. I'm so freaking mad. I want this Gohan so bad. Okay. How long will it take for me to get a freaking Gohan? One last summon. One more summon. Oh! I got Gohan and Piccolo. Here we go. Base form. Super Saiyan. Ginyu. Janemba. Eel. What?
Early Krillin?
What?
Wait, is it early? Is it
That's
early?
no, that's Dragon Ball Saga Krillin.
Oh.
And they gave me a Kwei, a Kyaweei. She's the one from the Tournament of Power.
I believe that's a Universe 2 character, I believe.
The ones of love, yeah.
Thought so.
Bro, I got early fucking Krillin. Kamehameha World Tournament.
Wait, who's a better Krillin? Who voiced Krillin better, Sony Strat or Team 4-Star?
Team 4-Star.
Oh, come on.
Hey, bro. You know what I mean?
Hey, I know what you mean, man. Team 4-Star, Dragon Ball Bridge was hilarious. No one's saying that. But come on, Sony Strat's a professional. Come on, he practically voices Luffy. Nah.
But yeah. Do you have any closing remarks? We're about to hit our 1 hour and 20.
No. Oh, all I gotta say, man. Sorry I'm late for the stream. It was good talking to y'all. And as much as I want to ride the hype of Gohan Beast versus Black Frieza, there's not enough feats or statistics to warrant a matchup like that.
Well, all I can say is that I hope that something happens. I mean, honestly, I feel like Gohan would probably mop the floor out with Black Frieza. That's only power scaling, honestly, in my opinion.
If you're going by pure power scaling, but there are other factors to want to fight other than brute strength. And
Yeah,
Gohan
I honestly feel like that Gohan has potential. If Frieza pummeled Goku and Vegeta, he will have no choice but to step up. So,
yeah, but Gohan has a habit of going on a power trip. Now, channeling Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, that was out of his hand because that was mostly bloodlust and awakening and breaking the Super Saiyan barrier. So you could argue Cell was largely out of Gohan's hand. He was forced in that situation. But
yeah.
But Boo and onwards, pure power trip. I got to keep it a buck.
But you heard it. You heard it from me. I'm your boy KYD Takeoff.
J Heat Blaze.
All right.